Welcome to Backstage Goss, the podcast where dreams are big, nerves are high, and reality occasionally slaps you in the face, but in a fun way. We're talking to the brave souls chasing entertainment glory, surviving auditions, rejection, glitter explosions, emotional breakdowns, and the occasional miracle moment. Buckle up, because this is showbiz, baby. Today we meet Samantha Shuma, and she tells us about her lucky break. I know your mum. What did she say when you turned around and said that you wanted to become a dancer?
I think the first thing that she did was push me in as much dance as she could. Because if I get bored of it, if I don't like it, then there's my answer. Whereas if I'm pushed to my limit and I succeed and I enjoy that, then she knows, okay, this is the path for her. She also, even though she was a dance teacher herself and I was surrounded by it, I never felt pressured by her to follow her in her steps. She always made sure I did anything and everything other than dance. And dance was just something that I was naturally drawn to as well. And obviously it helps that my mum is around and I'm around it. But yeah, like, She never pushed me. I chose that for myself, which I think is always so important, because if you push your child and force them to do something, later down the line, they're just going to crash out and not enjoy it and be a bit lost. Whereas if that person has chose that journey for themselves, then they will succeed because they're passionate about it.
Yeah,
it's
completely.
their passion.
No, I agree. So go on, carry on with your journey. So we got the circus skills. What was next?
Yeah, so I was doing all that alongside school. Skip forward, went to MAD, said about that, the 3 years there. It got to 2020 and that was my graduating year. However, COVID happened and my end of my third year was all on Zoom. So I was doing ballet in the backyard and jazz in the front room. Yeah, I bet the neighbours loved it, but it really was an experience. And we didn't really have a graduation. The graduation was on Zoom. I found a normal, pub job. Well, say normal, you know. I found a pub job in Nottingham, which I did coming out of lockdown, just to get some money to fund me going for classes in London and different things like that. And I got an opportunity for The Wiz, and my agent said, the auditions are closed, you can't go. And I said to my mum, I was like, I want to do The Wiz. The Wiz is on my to-do list and I love the musical. I have to go. There has to be a way that I can get there and go.
Good girl.
And my mum found open auditions, and I said to my agent, I was like, can you submit me for open auditions? And she was like, said the same thing. No, Samantha, the auditions are passed, they're closed. I've already tried, and they said no. So my mum, bless her, found the casting director. I think it was Pippa Alien, could be wrong. I think it was. Found her number, called her up and said, my daughter wants to attend the open auditions. Are they still going? If so, please put her name down. And that's what happened. My name was down, boom, I went. At the same time, I had just done a concept video with JME, and the instructions for that were I had to climb up a tree, jump out and dance. Did that, landed on my ankle, got sent straight to A&E. So I actually attended the first round of The Wiz on crutches. Luckily it was a singing round, but I stood there shoulders up to my ears singing on these crutches. And from that, they started seeing me as cover scarecrow, and I found that hilarious.
Are you kidding?
Because, my demeanour and the way I was stood, that makes sense. But then when they saw me dance, they took a different route, and I was then being seen for ensemble. I booked the job. I had to tell my pub job, look, I'm leaving. They didn't like that. However, I had to do that because that's what I trained to do.
Yeah.
So I started rehearsals. This was at Union Street Theatre in London, and they needed a cover Dorothy. And from just doing the rehearsals and then listening to me sing, and they offered me, cover Dorothy. And I'd never seen myself as a singer. I trained in singing, however, dance was my comfort zone.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, well, again, more experience. Let's do it. Let's go. And because it was a short contract, it was only 3 months, if I remember right. 3 months. They didn't actually give us rehearsals because I think they never thought the covers would be on. So,
oh my gosh.
Obviously this was coming out of COVID, when COVID was still around. So we started the shows. Not only was it COVID, it was also like the Christmas period when sneezes and the bugs, they were all around. And I remember we were down, a lot of people, and then literally found out about 1 p.m. that the girl playing Dorothy was off. So now it was me. And this excited me. Like, I hadn't had any rehearsals on it. However, I'd done the shows for probably a month now. So I've heard her sing.
Right.
I've never sang it. I've never attempted
Oh my gosh, no.
any of the other principal characters. So 1 p.m. found out, came straight into the theatre. Our dance captain was like, I'm going to walk you through the show. And if you don't feel comfortable, it's up to you. We don't have to do it. Walked through it all, sang through it all at the speed of light. Then the producer of the theatre came to me and was like, do you feel comfortable? I was like, I think so, yeah. And they were gobsmacked because they've never had anyone step into a lead role without rehearsal.
Right.
And the adrenaline was just pumping through my veins. That got me through it. I don't know how I got through it, but luckily that role, that character is kind of just a bit like, oh, wow, like I can get away with looking like I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And everyone just kind of shoved with love into my right positions, and it happened. From covering Dorothy, like that was a massive confidence boost for me, to cover a lead role and know that I can do that without any rehearsal. And after that, I went on, I think 3 more times. So I got quite a few goes at it as well. After The Wiz, it was kind of... after The Wiz, I was auditioning, whilst doing The Wiz, for Joseph and his Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, the UK tour. And I booked that whilst still on The Wiz. So I had something to kind of go straight into. Started rehearsals for that. I think it was a very quick turnaround. And this was a year-long contract. So this is the longest time that I've been in the same job. Joseph was a struggle for me. It wasn't my cup of tea on the type of musical theatre. It's not a bit of me. It was also weekly touring, which also presents a lot of challenges in itself. You're constantly moving. You're living out a suitcase. You're not really unpacking. And also it's just physically exhausting because your off days are when you're lugging around a suitcase. And I got quite a bad injury on that job because of lugging around a suitcase and 8 shows a week. And that injury still kind of pops up now, even on Hamilton, like the job that I've just done, it's still kind of flared up.
What are we talking? Back, leg, arm?
So it was a shoulder injury, which is one of the most annoying ones there is. And it was my tendon, if I remember right. And yeah, it still flares up now. I have to do physio all the time alongside the shows. If I don't go to the gym, basically, it will
flare up.
Yeah. So I have to be kind of stronger than the show, not stronger enough at strong enough to do the show, more strong. You know what I'm trying to say?
I do.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, completely. Yeah.
But yeah, Joseph was a struggle, and coming out of Joseph, we ended in Toronto. Toronto was fantastic. I was there for the Christmas period, so it was freezing.
Yeah.
But I knew this was coming towards the end of the tour, so I decided, okay, well, this is the last push. I found a dance studio in Toronto called Studio North, where on my days off, I'd go there and train. Because in Toronto, it wasn't weekly, we were there for 3 months, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
So I had my days off for whatever I wanted to do. I wasn't moving. So I decided, okay, let me use these days to train. So I went to classes, I met choreographers over there, made friends with dancers over there, and basically had the best time in Toronto. It was amazing. After Joseph, came back to London and started working at a gym and teaching, that kind of thing, working in primary schools, just trying to pay the rent in
Make a
London.
few bob.
Yeah. As well as trying to find time to take class and do the thing that I love. But I always try to find work that is to do with my job. And I remember auditioning for Hamilton at this period of my life, and it was quite a long process. We had, the first round was dance round, a singing round, another dance round, all in one day.
Oh, gosh.
And they make cuts after each one. And I got through that the whole day. And then it was a harmony round where you come in, they teach you a harmony, they allocate the harmony, so alto, soprano, they put you on a line. And you're given a week, you take that away, you learn it, then you come in and you do the 3 songs of the harmony, like solo, which I hate because I feel like harmony lines are just not cute on their own. But did that, got through that round. There was another round where we did Yorktown dance, so another dance round. Then we got to the final where you do everything all together, all the dance rounds that you have learned, and then you finish with a small partner work. And that's an all-day thing as well.
Goodness.
Finished that. Then I waited ages to hear back. And at this point I was like, please, 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 like this is my dream. This is the only musical where in college I was like, I have to be in this.
Why?
I just felt like it was a bit of me. As soon as I watched it in person and I watched it on Disney Plus, I was like, this movement is not your cheesy musical theatre. I wouldn't say I'm cheesy. I would say I'm a cross between, well, the hip hop world mashed with musical theatre, which Hamilton is that. And the dancers, they have their own intentions. There's so much depth behind it. It's so much deeper than just kicking a leg for kicking your leg's sake.
Right.
I just thought it was such a clever musical. The music, the dance. I was like, this is a bit of me. I have to be in it. So I can't remember how long I waited, but I waited a very long time to hear back, and I got a call back. However, it was not a yes or no, I got the job. It was, you're in for a boot camp. So this is a week-long audition process where you're essentially rehearsing for the musical. So you learn My Shot, Room Where It Happens, Helpless and Satisfied. If I remember right, that's 4 routines that we learn. And yeah, you're rehearsing like you've got the job. So they can see how you work with others, what your personality is like, your pickup, and if you suit the track that they have you in mind for. So I was in for, my role was called W4 in the ensemble, and they put me on alto line. And that week was intense. It was fast-paced moving. However, by the end, I felt comfortable and I'd made new friends. I met all these people that were also in this boot camp. And we recorded it all at the end. They sent it off to the Americans so they could watch. And that was a long wait as well. And I remember at the time, there was the Wicked movie coming out. And I was like, I need to do this as well. I must do this. Something about me is if I put in my head, I have to do it, and somebody says, no, you can't. I don't quite understand that. Because I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah. I will find a way to do that. Even if it's a stepping stone to get there, that is still a win. But I don't quite understand when somebody says, no, that's not possible. So I said to my agent, please get me a room for Wicked whilst I wait for Hamilton. She was like, oh, I'll do what I can. I think the auditions have passed. I was like, okay, I will try and get myself in the room if this is, not possible. Yeah. And the universe granted me an opportunity. I had Simon & Howe, another agency, message me and say that they would like to take me on board onto their books.
Wow.
And I knew they were good with TV. The agent that I have at the minute, I love her. She's fantastic. She focuses more on musical theatre.
Right.
So I came to her and I said, look, I have this opportunity and they could get me into TV and film and push me in that area. She was a bit taken back by it.
I bet she was.
However, she allowed me because musical theatre is the thing that she is strongest at.
Right.
And I'd signed with Simon & Howe. Literally a week later, they messaged me and said, in a week's time, you're starting, not even an audition, you're starting rehearsals for the Wicked movie. And
what kind of how?
So Leah Hill, she assisted the choreographers on the Wicked movie. She also choreographed The Wiz. So she knew how I worked. She knew I picked up quick because of the whole Dorothy situation and how that went down. So I didn't have to audition. She wanted me straight in and I started rehearsals a week later. So obviously for me, working a job in London, I have to quickly put everything on hold and explain to everyone I can't turn down this opportunity, I must go. And that was just over a month I worked on the Wicked film, and it was honestly the most insane experience that I had ever. And the people that I met on that job, they were artists and dancers that I'd looked up to my whole life.
Wow.
And now I was working with them and it was quite a surreal moment, and just a pinch me moment, to be honest. And the last day of filming was my birthday, and we wrapped up on my birthday. And then I found out that I was doing Hamilton. I think it was a few weeks after we wrapped the Wicked film. So I started Hamilton September time, so I had the summer, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in a contract for a year. I've got this summer, let me travel, let me do everything that I need to do before
good girl.
Before entering this long period. So I went training, I went Ibiza, I went for a few holidays.
Well, you went down to Ushuaia. Did you bust some moves there?
Yeah.
Yeah, really? I love it.
It was in Ibiza, I found a dance camp, and they do dance training, but they also do socials.
Oh.
Yeah, so you train in the evenings, but then you've got the mornings for activities with this group of people, and then obviously in the evening you're in Ibiza, so live your best life.
Of course.
And I was like, this summer is just enjoy. I know I'm set up for work. September came, and I think that the rehearsals for Hamilton were 10 weeks long. And it's a super long show. My last job, Joseph, was, I want to say 2 hours with an interval. Hamilton was almost 3 hours with an interval.
Wow.
So it was a lot to adjust to.
Yeah, sure.
It also was a lot of depth. Each scene, you were kind of the ensemble, the backbone of the musical. You're kind of, how do I describe it? Subconsciously playing into what's happening in the main scene.
Okay.
So you can't switch off.
No.
And we're on stage throughout. Even if we're just stood there clicking, you still have to be present.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, 2.5 years on this job has taught me so much about myself as a performer, about the industry. Also taught me to slow down because I couldn't do as much.
Right.
Also taught me to find peace in doing the exact same thing every single day.
Because that's hard, isn't it?
Yes. It's actually quite insane when you actually deep it. Because even if you're working in a job, yes, in a pub, you're doing the same. However, you will meet different people.
Right.
This is, you turn up at 6 p.m. You see the exact same people. People rock up at the same time every day. It's the same warm-up, same vocal warm-up, same lift call at the after warm-up before the show. And then you get ready for the show. It's the same process. You have your half-hour call, 15-5, beginners, and then you're doing the exact same. And it's not until like you have a week off and you come back to it, and that's when you realize, damn, this is actually crazy. Like, my job is actually insane. We do the exact same, even down to things that aren't choreographed in the show, but things that people have just put in because it's muscle memory. Even just, I'm doing a move over here and I'll look at the person there and I'll look back there. That look was not choreographed. Somebody put that in, but now it is choreographed.
Right.
Because it's their little thing.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to look around and see everyone do their own little thing and not realize that they're even doing it. Even myself, like,
right.
Especially towards the end of the contract, I was really trying to be present and focus on everything that I do and why I do it. And like, if there's a move and I don't know, maybe I look up here on that move, I'm like, why am I looking up there? I don't need to look up there. So then I start switching it up, and there's not much you can switch up, but it's an opportunity to find depth in it of what you can switch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
At the minute, I'm trying to not rush into anything, even though I want to. I'm trying to slow down and enjoy not doing anything at the minute. I definitely want to try and go down a TV route, because
what would you do?
Straight acting. That is new, completely new to me.
Wow.
So I'm sourcing out acting classes in London. I'm attending one this Sunday called The Real Scene, and I'm going to see what that's about, because I just want to gain more experience with straight acting. Musical theatre acting is very different to TV acting.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And for me, it excites me because I haven't done it yet.
Right.
So I want to try and take on that challenge and see where it takes me, even if it doesn't take me to my end goal. It'll take me somewhere.
So wait a minute. What is your end goal then? This is going to be fascinating. What's your end goal?
In terms of TV, this is the thing. I have 20,000 different end goals in my head. But the one that I'm trying to force myself to focus on right now, in terms of TV, is I would love to book an advert this year, something like that. Work in like a series, either on Netflix, or just a movie, or even like on Wicked, a dancer in a movie, like go down that area.
Yeah.
Or backing dancer on like a TV, something on TV, like The Masked Singer, like that kind of thing.
Sure.
Basically anything that I haven't done yet, I want to try and get in there somehow.
You really want it, don't you?
Yeah, like you may
Bring
as
it
well.
on, bring it on.
Yeah. I just, like I said, like I just find anything that I haven't done curious. Like I'm curious about it all. It's a challenge to me. And I get so much dopamine off succeeding that challenge.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah.
And I also think you may as well aim for that and do all the stepping stones to get there, because you're going to land somewhere good.
You're right. Hey, listen, you never know what's at the side of that stepping stone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
like,
the people that you meet.
That's what I mean. I never expected Hamilton to come along when I was doing Joseph.
Right.
But at the time I was doing Joseph, I was like, right, well, I want to do another musical theatre job or dance. That was my aim then. So at the end of Joseph, that's why I went to train in dance. I was like, let me train more, let me gain more experience.
Yeah.
That landed me into Hamilton. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have booked Hamilton. So now, an area where I haven't focused on is acting.
Right.
As well as dance, I'm going to keep that up because that's my passion. But acting is something that is out of my comfort zone.
I think you'll find, with the way that the industry is now, bringing mixed racing, is a good thing. I've got to be honest with you. To see this, all the cultures coming together and everything else, there's a lot more they could do. There's been a change, obviously, within London. We're seeing more black actors and actresses come through. I think the only one that was shocking to me was when Six came out, and it was put out as an educational piece, and then the House of Holbein, there was a black girl playing it, and it was like, hang on, now we're confused. So it's almost like you walk a fine line. But I tell you something, talent's there. Who cares? Who cares? As long as you've got that artistic license to move things around.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I feel like it's something that I love that the industry is going towards, because when I was in training, there'd be songs that I want to sing, but my singing teacher would be like, that's not your casting.
It's wrong.
But now, actually, it is my casting, because that song that I wanted to sing, she, yes, is a white girl. However, she's my age.
Right.
And she probably is the same like personality as me. I could easily do that role.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm wanting to play a middle-aged woman. Like, that's not my casting. Do you know what I mean?
Completely.
But yeah, I don't know if it's any different in colleges now, but I definitely know within the industry and casting, it has definitely changed. The people casting the shows still have old school mentality.
Oh.
And that's when they're doing what is correct. However, they're not on the same page.
No.
So then they'll cast these people into this role, and it looks fantastic from an outsider point of view. Oh, yay, like we're moving forward. However, the way that then people will be treated is not.
Well, that's another thing, isn't it? It's another issue within the industry.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues at college, with anything at all?
I definitely had some issues. I think at the time I was too young to even realise that it was an issue.
Oh, right.
But when I look back on it now, like there are certain things that were said to me that yes, I should have picked up on that and I should have challenged that. But at the time, like I was too young to know anything different.
Right.
And if my teacher is saying you need to do that and you need to play it more like that, and that is your casting, and like I'm going to look up to them like that is the Bible. Like yes, they're telling me facts. However, when I've come out of college and experienced more in the industry, and I'm listening to like my other friends say, oh, this was my experience, and I'm saying, yeah, this was my experience as well. Like, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
No.
And I think even at the time when I was younger, it made me feel uncomfortable, but I didn't know why it made me feel uncomfortable.
right.
I just felt uncomfortable.
You just felt uncomfortable, yeah.
Yeah, if that makes sense. But yeah, I definitely faced some things in college. And I remember one of my teachers said to my whole year group, Samantha's going to be the only one that works because she's mixed race and that's in at the minute. And I was like,
oh, why would you say that?
That's you're putting me into a bracket.
Yeah.
You're single, you're isolating me. Like, what if I'm just good enough to work? What if it's not a case of my skin
colour?
Like,
Yeah, completely.
And it's just little things like that where I'm like, that little comments like that are still going in the industry.
Yeah, of course they are.
Because they're not straight up racism. However, it is still a little chipping away. Do you know what I mean?
I do, completely. I hate it.
Yeah.
I do, I hate it.
Yeah.
You know? Well, back to the old adage. If you're good enough for the job, you're good enough for the job.
Yeah, exactly.
End of, you know? On there. What advice can you actually give, these students that, they've got these dreams? Because did you ever have a dream of being the dancer, or, how did that all come about?
I think when I was younger, I knew I wanted to go into dance. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what. I didn't have a set plan, a set dream. I still don't, to be honest. I think I just focus on day to day, what can I do to better myself? Even in terms of normal life, like my mindset, that's going to aid my career. So I'm like, day to day, stepping stones to better myself will ultimately lead to something in the end, even if I don't know what that is. So when I was younger, it was training in any dance style and everything. And I think for anyone wanting to go into this industry, it is just have an open mind and be curious, never stop learning, even when you think you've got to a point where you may have booked a job and you're like, yeah, this is it, I'm sorted.
Yeah.
You're still going to come out that job and be back at square one and have to audition again.
And that's an interesting point, isn't it? You're right, you're back at square one.
My agent contacted me when we was in lockdown. So just before I graduated college, and I signed on to it then.
So they'd already been up to see you?
No, this was all through self-tape at the time. Because obviously we were all at home, like we couldn't leave. Yeah. So yeah, it was all self-tape. Put together a few dances that I'd done at college or at my dance company, JME in Nottingham. Some footage that I have from them, put that together, sent it off and signed with Vanessa, her name is. And yeah, she started sending me self-tapes, and then obviously when lockdown finished, then it was in-person auditions. But I also think you don't actually learn about the industry until you're in the industry. College prepares you the best it can. However, Mad College for me, how I feel about it was very, very old school. However, it taught me the discipline that I need for the industry. Right. But it's not how the industry runs now. But it still prepared me well, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, you think how many colleges there are out there all doing the same stuff. The one thing, when Harriet was going through her stuff, I was like, well, okay, well, do they teach you about contracts? What is a contract? Talk to me about a contract.
Yeah.
What have you got to have in it? Do you know what I mean? It was all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I had nothing.
Yeah.
But
that's what I mean. Like, as soon as you're in the industry, that's when you'll actually learn. Yeah, and in terms of like contracts and stuff like that, you are kind of chucked into the deep end there. Luckily for me, when I was signing with my agent, I obviously got a contract from my agent, and that was my first ever contract.
And what did you do? Who checked it for you?
I was still in college, so I turned to Miss Emma and I sent her the contract and I was like, please can you look through this with me? Just make sure everything's okay. And we called and we spoke about it. So I still had my college guidance within that, making that decision. However, now if you book a job, the contracts are lengthy.
Of course they are.
And it is important that you do read them. But if you have an agent, then they will help you with
That's
that.
right, yeah, they'll check that through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as I say, I mean, you've been quite lucky, or very lucky. You know, you've got an exceptional skill. You know, watching you over the years dance and everything else, I saw one performance and I was like, how does she do this? You know what I mean? It was absolutely perfect. But I mean, you've got, you've made some good friends, you know, and if you're in the right job at the right time, things do come along, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I'm trying to not force anything and rush into anything and just take my time and enjoy the now.
Yeah.
And just focus on what I can do day to day, on bettering myself. And sometimes it's good to have an end goal of, I want this and I want to achieve this. However, when you do achieve that, what then? And I think for me, coming out of Hamilton, that's what I'm now trying to learn. Because Hamilton, when I was in college, musical theatre wise, was kind of, that was my end goal.
Pinnacle there, yeah.
And I'd done it, and then it kind of just leaves you like, what now? Like, and I think that's why, well, like I said, just trying to stay curious, and there's so much more to the industry than just musical theatre.
Oh,
there's
completely.
so many avenues you can go down, and that's why I'm trying to gain more experience, more knowledge, and more training in as much as I can, to just find what sticks and see what experiences, opportunities, how, like, the people that I meet along the way. And I think it's, for anyone wanting to go into this industry, you have to love being a beginner at something. You're always going to be a beginner, and you have to learn to love the process.
Right.
And there's going to be times where you'll get into a rut and a hole where you're spiraling down, and then moments you just need to take a breath. You need to take a breather and come back to it.
But who do you turn to?
In moments like that, I would say friends that have nothing to do with the industry, family, even if you can have like an adventure, a travel, get out the country, or even within, like moments like that where you find yourself spiraling down, you'll get into in your head about the industry, about dance. That's when you need to take a breather and you need to not think about it for a while and come back to it, because then it just feels like a chore, like going to classes and just stuff like that. Then it just feels like you're forcing yourself and it's a chore, and you don't want it to feel like that. It should always feel like a love, a want, a passion.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, which is, are we going to see Samantha Shuma workshops?
Definitely. I mean, I'm trying to set a few up. I've actually been talking to Amy. I'm trying to set one up with Amy as well. Yeah, I think so.
Good. Well, that would be amazing if that comes off. That really would. How does it work within the industry? You've done, so I mean, you could run workshops on Wiz, you could run it on Hamilton, or do they actually, within their contracts, do they say you got to check with us before you do anything?
I've never had anything like that. However, you have to be careful because obviously it is like copyright in a way. So sometimes I will say you can record for your own feedback, but if you post, don't post the whole thing.
Yeah, no, completely. But you are actually allowed to go and do those workshops.
Yeah. Hamilton, if I do Hamilton, I teach like a little snippet from the auditions.
Yeah.
Anything other than like Joseph, Wicked Movie, or The Wiz, I tend to just do my own choreo based on the choreo. Like similar to, if that makes sense.
That's quite good, yeah.
And even with Hamilton, I'll do a little snippet of the audition and then I'll do my own thing, so that it's not completely the show, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's more like the social media and what you post.
Sure.
That's what you have to be careful with. I've never had them say you can't go and teach and anything like that. I've never had a conversation like that.
Well, it's been enlightening. I've got to be honest with you. There's lots more I want to talk to you about, but I'm conscious of time and everything else. Will you come back?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. And that was the answer I was expecting. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Well, look, for the moment, thank you very much indeed. All right. We wish you all the luck with anything you do. You are such an exciting and vibrant person to watch. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on you, because I know that your mum will be coming to me and say, can you print this for me? Bless her. We'll do that. So, Samantha Shuma, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Thanks to Samantha enlightening us, on her journey in the industry. As you can hear, I mean, it's not all roses, is it? It really isn't. There's a lot to it. And if you're going to consider going into the industry, you really need to know a little bit more about what it is you're getting into. Next time on Backstage Goss, we get the lowdown on the broadcasting industry, radio. Yeah, Mansfield 103.2 with John B. Tannen. Remember, tune in.